Welcome to We Like D&D, the show where we talk about D&D and TTRPGs in variety show style segments. I'm Kelly from the YouTube channel Power Word Spill, and I'm joined by one of my best friends and D-Inspirations, Alec.
Hello, fellow teens.
I don't know. Instead of rolling for introduction, you should roll a persuasion check.
I failed. I'm 32.
Would you like to roll for introduction?
Sure would, bud.
Oh no.
It's a 2.
You just say what you just said.
Yeah, so Steve Buscemi, skateboard, gray hair, wrinkles, backwards hat, and I say, "What up, fellow teens?"
Okay, and no one gets the reference.
No.
Instead, they just look you up and down and are like, what?
Yeah.
Sir, just please board the aircraft. You're holding up the line.
Too real.
I'm also joined by my long-term roommate / wife, Loren.
Hello.
Loren, would you like to roll for introduction?
I would love to, fellow teens.
Okay.
A 14.
Speaking of teens.
14. I actually do the same thing, but they believe me.
Oh, man.
I just roll up right behind Alec, boarding the aircraft with my little carry-on, and they're like, "Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Do you need help finding your seat, young lady?"
Yeah, they dap you up.
Oh, insult to injury.
First up is Show and Tell. We've each brought something TTRPG related to share with each other. We've actually brought 2 things, and we're going to pitch each of the ideas now, and then we'll choose one to hear now on this episode and one to hear on the bonus episode. Whoa. No, not on the bonus episode. On the main feed, the second main feed episode in 2 weeks.
Yay!
That's right. We've got some content changes coming up, and I'm very excited about them. And I'll tell you more about them at the end of the episode. So stick around if you want to hear about that, or you can leave and be surprised in your feed.
Don't give them the option to leave.
Please don't leave. Please stick around.
Please stay. We'll be better, we promise.
All right. Who's going first?
I can go first.
All right.
Let's do it.
I have either an introductory duet adventure for D&D or a warlock subclass where your patron is your future self.
I mean, it has to be
cool.
that.
Yeah, it has to be.
Especially with our adventure build coming today. Very, very on theme. It has to be that.
Okay, so the Future Self Warlock is by D&D Shorts. It's a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
A fellow YouTube creator. Well, not fellow. He is a very popular YouTube creator. I am not there, but I do very much enjoy his content.
and it was made for the Campaign Against Living Miserably, which is a UK-based suicide prevention charity.
Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah, he does a ton of charity work. And actually, starting this year, I can't remember what percentage, I think maybe 50% of all AdSense revenue goes now to charity. So he's a real cool guy.
Cool. He wrote this Warlock Future Self subclass it's a subclass. It's not going to be as in-depth as like a class, but really liked the concept and it was very fitting for today. And the mechanics that are offered just supports it's very internally consistent. I really like it.
Cool.
It is written for D&D 2024.
Cool.
And so one of the level 3 features is just called Hope. And you gain heroic inspiration after a long or short rest if you don't already have it.
Nice.
Okay.
So heroic inspiration in D&D 2024 is like the inspiration from D&D 2014.
Okay.
And I think there's non-heroic inspiration, which you can only use for attack rolls.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. And I think as well they made heroic inspiration. They adopted the homebrew that everyone uses where you can roll first and then decide to use it, which is great because everyone was doing that already.
Yeah.
And then, Warlock patrons usually have like a spell list where you get to add spells based on your patron too. And so the Future Self spell list includes things like Bless, Calm Emotions, Clairvoyance, Haste, and Death Ward.
Okay.
One of the things I liked was the level 6 feature. It's called Not Today. Once per long rest drop to 1 instead of 0, like the half orc.
Oh, yeah.
and
Cool.
A couple of other things.
Yep.
But until the end of your next turn, you also gain HP equal to 2 times your warlock level. And then you gain a bonus to your AC and saving throws equal to your charisma modifier until the end of your next turn.
Oh, wow.
Whoa, that's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's huge, actually. That's sweet. I know it's just a subclass, so there's not a ton of like lore and stuff, but is there like anything kind of like on the flavor side, trying to encourage like the DM to like tie in how this could have happened or anything like that?
No, there actually isn't that much advice in that regard, but obviously the world is your oyster.
Definitely run with it. Yeah, that's very cool. Man, that's such a great idea. That I think that idea just like seeds so many cool ideas in my brain. That's so much fun. You could have so much fun with that. Like,
Definitely.
The reasons and exploring, like, I mean, obviously, caveat, introducing time fuckery in your universe is potentially just be prepared that your players will attempt to use it to their advantage whenever they can. But I think there's just so much room for fun stuff in there.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of the flavor of it is like, you're not talking directly to your future self. It's more like your future self is reaching back and influencing things. So there's not like a two-way communication. It's just like in moments of need, you have a memory from your future self. And so you get advantage on this or something like that.
That would also be something really fun to tackle in an epilogue. Like after you face your big bad of your campaign, like jump like whatever 50, 100 years in the future and just like play out a scene of having your GM describe like how this came about, because it would be a mystery that would kind of your GM could like seed clues throughout the campaign as your own little personal mystery of like what was leading up to it, and then in the epilogue you could find out why how your future self developed the ability to reach back in time. Man, that's such a cool subclass.
Thank you. Yeah.
I want to play it.
You could do it.
I want to play it right now.
You are playing in a campaign where everybody's magical, so.
True. I know. Pretty happy with my bard, though.
Yeah, you just have to kill your current character.
Okay. Well, you have to kill my current. Really, it's on you. You have to kill my current character.
Next session.
Okay,
I'll
perfect.
do it.
Okay, great. We are still level 1, so it should be easy.
Who's next?
I can go.
Okay.
All right, let me pitch you on a once per campaign way to let your players feel cool like Han Solo.
Whoa, that's pretty cool.
A deck of many things, but for groups or campaigns that like things a little bit silly.
Once per campaign. Sorry, what is it? It's a mechanic or it's a class?
It's not a class. It's like a homebrew rule.
I'm going with the first one. Once per campaign way to make your party feel cool like Han Solo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it called Who Shot First?
It's not.
Okay.
It's called Greedo Shot First.
We're not
Get
pointing
in the comments.
We're not pointing fingers here. Okay, so this is from a thread on the D&D Next subreddit, where someone was asking about what kind of homebrew rules people play at their own tables. And this person, /Arcana Andy, introduced a homebrew rule that they call Calrissian tokens, where essentially once per campaign, a player can say, oh, I know a guy who can solve this problem. And then obviously the DM like reserves the right to say no if they think it'll solve like too big of a problem. Yeah, I think that's like an interesting, like we've kind of played something.
It's kind of like heist tokens.
Exactly. Yeah. Heist tokens, but also kind of similar to ways like we've played in campaigns where people have, extended networks of like friends or family or whatever. And they're like, what are the odds that I know somebody here? But this is like a little bit more of a powerful way to do that, only once per campaign. They said that somebody used it in one of their campaigns to bypass a whole dungeon crawl and get invited into an enemy hideout, which kind of threw a wrenched in their like session prep, but it felt valid at the time, so they allowed that one. And then somebody commented on that, /SneakThief13, who uses the same rule, but you have to spend DM inspiration in order to use it. And the player then has to come up with the NPC and how they know them and then do a charisma check just to see how friendly or willing that person is to help them.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was really interesting.
I like the aspect of encouraging the collaborative storytelling.
Yeah.
Honestly, the one thing about it that I don't love is that it's once per campaign.
I think it's definitely something you could do more for sure.
I think it depends on the scale because if you're using it or you're going to attempt to use it to bypass like entire story sections.
True. I guess
think it could be a little too powerful, but if like, I don't know, if you discuss it with your players ahead of time and they're not going to try and use it for like really big things,
I guess
or just
that's
make the
difference.
DC higher or something.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference just between using it as a collaborative storytelling tool versus using it as a mechanic that allows you to bypass challenges.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever use it as a mechanic to bypass challenges.
I think it's because you like role-playing too much.
I guess like if you bypass a challenge, your GM just has to come up with more challenges because you can't just win. Otherwise you don't get to play anymore, which is kind of just like how the back and forth of how it goes anyways, where it's just like, oh, how do you try and do this thing? We're going to get around the challenge this way. So, we're going to use this artifact to get around this challenge. Okay, how are you going to get that artifact? Now there's 3 more challenges to get that artifact. So it's just like, because that's the game, is just throwing challenges in front of your players and having them solve it.
Totally.
But at the same time, I get the satisfaction of, I guess I do see why it would be a once per campaign thing if you're going to use it to
like per person.
Bypass.
Every player has,
bypass a challenge.
I think also it might just be if you're not maybe a DM that likes to improv or like think on your feet, like you need a little bit more time to prep. If somebody did that, it might just be like, oh, I am super not prepared for that. So I don't want that happening constantly.
Definitely, yeah. And it depends how it's used because obviously you don't want to just be like throwing out all of the work that you put in but I guess you just pivot that work somewhere else. So yeah, interesting. Okay.
But anyway, pitch it to you guys if we wanted to ever try that. I really love the idea. Yeah, just be like, oh yeah, I think I know somebody from my past. Yeah,
I think that's really great that, I think just knowing someone is like a thing that should happen all the time. Or like, you can just be like, hey, what does my character know about this? Or like, hey, can we just like ask around? What do we find out?
Totally.
But I guess maybe some characters or some players who don't feel necessarily empowered to ask those questions, they maybe having this like token that they can use in a big moment kind of maybe empowers them a bit more. I don't know. Yeah, that's interesting. But obviously sounds like a lot of people in the thread enjoyed it. So
at least like liked the idea or like are using a variation of it. So I think that's really interesting. I'd be really keen to try that, I think.
Yeah, I'd be interested to try that as well.
I'd give it a shot.
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
What you got, Kelly?
I am going to pitch 2 things to you, but to be honest, I'm just going to tell you about the first one because I promised it on the previous episode, so I can't lie to the people. But I am going to pitch you 2 things just to tease the next thing as well.
All right.
So the first is that I've got 3 things that I love from MCDM's Draw Steel, and I promised I would do that last episode, so you're going to hear about them.
All right.
But
that's what you think.
I've also got a reimagining of a monster by a fellow YouTuber that I imagined as the BBEG of the dungeon I made for Dungeon Jam. And it's for free.
Cool.
And it's a really cool monster that you can base an entire adventure around easily. It's just full of flavor.
That's cool.
It's cool, but I'm not going to tell you about it. Okay. You don't have any choice.
All right. Tell us what Daddy DM has to say.
Yes. Daddy DM, Matt Colville, Draw Steel, MCDM's RPG came out last month. And I made a video about a bunch of big things that I really loved in it. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out. And
it's a certified banger.
Wow, thank you. High praise. These are 3 more specific things that I really liked about the system. There are so many little design features in the system that just reading it really delighted me. So I have a giant list of things, but these are 3 of the more specific things that I really enjoyed that weren't included in that other video. The first step being that there is a consequence for using the help action.
Ooh.
Because in D&D, you just spam the help action. Why not? And everybody's helping everybody. Enough. No more helping people.
Kelly hates collaboration.
I hate collaborative
He's a lone wolf.
Actually Kelly recorded the podcast on his own, and then Loren listened to the podcast and said her bits, and then
we sent it to Alec.
Yeah.
Kelly and I don't even live together. The roommate bit's a lie.
We do live together, but we don't talk. So it's
basically the same thing. Yeah. We communicate via Discord.
Yeah.
Passive aggressively too.
We have a Slack channel.
Yeah.
What are the consequences to using the help action?
So in Draw Steel is a tier result system. So you roll, and instead of succeeding or failing, it's a tiered result, either tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3, depending on how high you roll on the 2d10. So when you try to assist a test, which is what it's called in Draw Steel, trying to help somebody, you make a test. And if you get 11 or lower, you get in the way and you make things worse. And you give the person a bane, which is kind of like disadvantage. So you actually make things worse. If you get a middling roll, you give them advantage, an edge. It's not truly advantage. You're adding a dice onto it. And if you get a tier 3 result, a 17 plus, you give the person that you're helping a double edge. So edges and banes can stack in this game.
I love edging my fellow players.
Yeah, you love double edging.
Yeah. That's really cool. I like that a
Why
lot.
you always make us play 2 DMs, one player. That's not making it into the pod. So
Rein it back
you can
in.
get a double edge. That's cool. I love that. What's the second mechanic that you really specifically enjoy?
Speaking of 2 and double edging, this is the second mechanic that I really enjoy. Instead of an attunement limit, you can attune to more than 3. Everyone's attunement limit is the same, just like in D&D. 3 items. Instead of items that require attunement or don't, there are specific items that are leveled items, which are in themselves very cool. And I talked about it in my video, but basically they level up with you. Mm-hmm. Very familiar. Yeah, that's right. Matt Colville stole my idea. I'm just kidding.
There's no such thing as parallel thinking. Matt Colville is a member of your Patreon.
Yeah.
Number 1 subscriber. I freaking knew it. I knew it all along. He has a ghost, a Patreon.
Yeah.
Anyways, very cool design. But instead of having an attunement limit, if you attune to more items, you start making checks and they are sentient and they vie for control of you. And they get jealous of each other and they try and take control of you and force you to bury and hide one of the items, and it'll be random chance.
Oh my God.
It's
like
just
a love triangle.
Yeah, doki magical item.
Yeah.
It's just like such a small
Only plus
thing.
1 sword. Just plus 1 sword.
Just plus 1 sword. Just plus 1 sword. Yeah, it's just such a little fun lore-driven
That's so
mechanic.
cool. Yeah.
That's just, instead of being like, hey, it's a hard limit, it just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah.
And there's a little risk there and a opportunity for role playing, and it's very cool.
Oh, that's delicious. I love that.
It feels reminiscent of Shadowrun.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I have never actually gotten the pleasure to play Shadowrun, but you can do like body mods in Shadowrun.
Oh,
Okay.
And I think that there's like a body mod limit, and but like you can surpass that limit, but you gotta like roll checks and stuff.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
But I love the sentience and like, yeah.
So just a delightful little notation on the end of one of the paragraphs that just made me so happy. And the third one is this one I did touch on the video, but I think I touched on it on the video. Maybe not.
I don't remember. Do you, Loren?
I don't remember because I didn't watch the video.
Oh,
Awkward.
So it comes out.
Well, you didn't drop the link in the Discord, so how was I supposed to see it?
Well, I sent you my daily unlisted video link to greet you in the morning. And I told you about it in that, so it's clear you're not even watching those anymore. I have the analytics, Loren, I can see.
I think people are going to think we're not joking.
Wait, he doesn't send you an unlisted video every morning?
He does, but it's very different.
No, I think they're the same. Same ones that I get. Sorry, what were you saying?
The third thing I love is that, of course, there are, just like in Flea Mortals, the monsters are laid out by their tactical type. And so you can build really interesting dynamic encounters. And so those are called creature roles. And they include example tactics for each creature role.
Right.
So it really helps you. I mean, the encounter building system is extremely robust, there's so much supportive information about how to build encounters, how to scale them, and then even combinations of, different roles and different levels, and even a thing in there about how to make your BBEG last throughout the fight. They have a specific paragraph about what their encounter value should be compared to the rest of your encounter if you want them to stick around for a long time. Just like super robust encounter mechanics. But the thing that is really cool that is kind of smaller is that they include example tactics for each creature role. And that's just really helpful to see what they could be doing, and then what's kind of ideal, and then you can adapt it from there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Very cool. And I backed Flea Mortals, and I have been excitedly awaiting it. I'm really glad I haven't delved into it because I got to listen to you excitedly tell me this stuff for the first time.
You haven't received Flea Mortals yet?
No, I haven't delved into it.
Oh, okay.
He's got a lot of other PDFs in the queue.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of unlisted videos
Dude,
to watch.
gotta gobble those docs up. What are you doing?
Oh no! Now Kelly's getting into. I have to be.
You have to
the
be the no
straightforward
nonsense.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the straight man.
Yeah, sorry. I got the sillies today.
I've never been a straight man in my life.
Yeah, so why start now?
Yeah, there's also 10 out of 10 Flea Mortals. There's so much great encounter building stuff in there. So yeah, those are 3 things that in Draw Steel, and I'm looking forward to running it. So hopefully maybe next month we'll tell you about our first impressions running Draw Steel.
You heard it here. He's promising it.
He's promised it. Yeah.
Maybe, probably maybe.
Why are your fingers crossed? That segment was brought to you by I Know a Guy. I know a guy. I actually know at least 3.
Whoa.
Brag.
Oh my gosh.
Are we 2 of them?
Yeah, my girlfriend's the other. Our next segment is Pop Culture Adventure Build. No character build this month.
Lots of changes.
Yeah.
So many changes.
We take a popular piece of media and we figure out how you could run it as an adventure or maybe a full campaign. This month, we are looking at Interstellar. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about a short adventure that you could run as a standalone or that you could plop into your campaign. And over on the bonus episode, we're going to talk about spinning that off into a full campaign.
Yes, very exciting. And boy, do we have some ideas.
I haven't seen this movie in a really long time.
Me neither. We watched a YouTube recap.
I also forgot that Timothée Chalamet was in this movie.
I know, I did too.
He's the
Oh
son.
my God.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah.
I guess, full disclosure, I didn't rewatch it either.
We all watched a YouTube recap.
I didn't even do that.
Okay.
I went to the TV tropes page
Oh, nice. All right.
for inspiration.
Okay. Well,
Whatever works.
we have it though. We have inspiration in droves.
Yeah, I'm locked in. Are you guys locked in?
I got
Heck yeah.
good ideas. Well,
Well,
I
we'll
don't know
be
if they're
the
good.
judge of
I have ideas.
Kelly says that once a day.
Hold your horses, Kelly. Well, Kelly, you're feeling really confident. Would you like to go first?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the way I was thinking we go about this is we kind of figure. I think we all had the same idea for us an adventure structure, and then we could all pitch some encounters that could go in that structure, and then there you have it. That's a whole adventure right there. You got it. Just chuck that into your campaign. Bob's your uncle. So yeah, the big things that I latched onto were the ideas of exploring other worlds and time shenanigans. And that's pretty much it. Those 2 things. And so what I was kind of thinking of is there would be, if you're running this as a part of your campaign, you can just put whatever MacGuffin your players are searching or the next clue for the MacGuffin, that there's some sort of faction that has found a wormhole that has opened up. And I thought the easiest translation for planets would be planes and different planes that you're exploring. So your party will find a faction that's found this wormhole, and traveling through the wormhole allows you to explore different planes, and you can kind of choose when to exit the wormhole. They've kind of like the faction has already mapped out this wormhole a little bit, except the downside of going into the wormhole is that there is time dilation on these different planes, and including maybe one plane that goes, the time is in reverse compared to your character's native plane. And so there's kind of a bit of a puzzle in which order your party visits these different planes, because there's different amounts of time acceleration and some time reversal. So if they want to try and arrive back on the material plane in the closest possible timeline to when they left, they would have to like do these in different orders in order to, reverse time and spend little time in the fast time dilated planes. That's my thought. That's maybe a lot. Alex giving me a look, maybe too much.
I'm just thinking as a player, as soon as I discovered the plane where things go backwards, I just go like, oh, we'll save that for the end.
Totally. The twist I would put there is that the plane where the time goes backwards is super hostile and really hard to survive in. And your players know that up front. So it's like trying to limit the amount of time that you go forward and then having to go there and like basically survive like a horde mode kind of survival encounter. Hold the line until the time ticks back enough that you can leave.
You son of a bitch, I'm in.
That did occur to me because I was like, my players would be like, oh, let's just go back in time and just go, whatever, before whatever problem in the world exists, we'll just go back in time and then fix it. You have to make the reverse plane so difficult that they don't want to hang around there.
Fair.
As far as a drop-in adventure, how does that compare to what you guys were thinking of as far as structure?
It's kind of similar to mine. Again, a theme for me, went smaller scale, just because I was thinking like having multiple planes be a part of, say, a one-shot or like a mini arc or something might be a bit much for me personally. So mine was a little smaller in the sense that like it would just be whatever, plane shifting to one other plane. Okay. And then having like an encounter or two and then coming back. And then if you were to spin this into a longer campaign, which will come back for the bonus episode where we talk about that.
We will spin it into a longer campaign.
It would be like exploring all of like whatever number of other planes. If you're going by the movie, I guess like whatever, 12 or something. So my thought, the part that I kind of latched onto was like the Morse code and like the puzzles that they were getting in the beginning, that they were like, well, we don't know where these are coming from. So having that kind of like be at the beginning, whether it's like a puzzle that probably a puzzle that they can't solve because they just don't have the clues or like whatever, we don't know where this is coming from kind of a thing. So have that just be like a setup and then get plane shifted or like somehow transported to this other plane. I was imagining the Matt Damon plane just because he was like pretty antagonistic. He like kind of tricked them into being like, oh, like I need help, whatever. And then turned out to be a real dick and tried to like trap them there and take their whatever method to get back to the plane. So then that would be like an encounter. And then they would at some point during that skirmish or that excursion to that plane come back and then have the clues to solve this puzzle. And then that would lead them to whoever is kind of masterminding this exploration, like larger exploration to all of the other planes. Like that was just like one part of it.
Okay, yeah.
So that's what I was thinking.
Nice.
That's how I would do it, I think. As like a little teaser.
Yeah. Okay.
A little Matt Damon teaser.
And by the way, spoilers for Interstellar.
I mean, this movie came out in like 2012.
Yeah,
right?
it's out of it's past the statute of spoilers, but
if Interstellar was a child, it would be going to high school.
Dang, I hate that. So I think that's sweet. I would you mentioned having the planes being overwhelming to go to multiple. I guess it depends how you do the planes. Like the planets that they visit, like some of them are just like nothing. Like the water one is just water. So it's just like could be an elemental plane of water where it's just like a really simple encounter. You go there.
Yeah. Or you could build it out in a campaign and you could have it be like a Mario water level.
Water world, yeah.
Because everybody loves those.
Yeah. What was it? Was that kind of similar structure to what you were thinking, Alec?
Yeah, I focus more on like beats as opposed to structure because what's the point of bringing 3 structures? Yeah. The encounters that I have could fit into any structure. I like the idea of having like a clear cut MacGuffin if it's going to be a one-off. And then I also like the idea of plopping this into a campaign you're already running if you don't have an idea for, how the party could be challenged to get a MacGuffin. So I focus more on the encounters, like I said. Time dilation is really important, and I think that you can do multiple different versions of a time dilation encounter. You can do really quick ones where it's like this area, 1 hour here is 7 years back on Earth, or whatever they say in the movie. And there can be like a very simple objective where it's like you have to do this small objective as quickly as possible and get back out. Yeah. And then there can be lots of strategizing. And if you've got like, the right party makeup, you could have the fighter with haste casted on him. I
think, absolutely. And I think the key to these is going to be to have whatever faction is sending your party in to have lots of information and to be able to give your party lots of recon information so that your players can make these plans and stuff, which is kind of like the fun of this.
Exactly. Yeah. Give them a well-defined problem and let them run wild on the solution.
Yeah. Give them like, layout information, like some sort of like layout information of what it looks like when they'll arrive through the wormhole, like a kind of a rough map or something. And so they can like plan distances and like you said, like trying to combine haste and everything like that. They can, if they know the distances and things that they need to cover and what sort of things they might need to do there, they'll be able to come up with much more specific plans.
I also had ideas around Matt Damon. And so,
just like
don't we all?
Yeah. Well, I have a lot of ideas about Matt Damon, but I mean, in particular about Interstellar and adapting it. I was thinking that whatever this MacGuffin is, there could be messages sent from a specific plane by a wizard saying like, please help me. I'm trapped on this plane.
Ooh,
I've discovered such and such.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important to get this back for study. And then you go, and this guy's lying.
This classic Matt Damon.
But I think it would be interesting to, the kind of the moral dilemma of, well, I think it's interesting, like the idea that that wizard could still provide useful information of some sort, point them in the right direction.
Yeah.
But if he just attacks the party and tries to take it home, like, do they go so far as to kill him? Do they end up able to have a conversation with him where they get to glean the information? I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing that the encounter that I'm really jazzed about is one that has no solution.
Okay.
Which is, I'll talk about this more in the bonus episode, but I really like the idea that whatever problem is being posed to the party that's forcing them to get this MacGuffin. I like the idea that the gods are having trouble interfering or influencing.
Yeah.
And so the scene at the end of near the end of Interstellar, where Matthew McConaughey is on the inside of the bookcase and is trying to communicate.
Tesseract.
Yeah, in the Tesseract. I like an encounter where the party comes across like a temple where the gods are able to just barely exert their influence on the situation. And they try to communicate through things like knocking bookcases off of shelves and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if the party correctly interprets the messaging from the gods, then they can unveil, a piece of the prophecy, the
That's
next
cool,
step,
Yeah.
this or
I like
that.
that.
But then you don't try to lead your characters to it, you don't hold their hand.
Yeah.
You just let them interpret whatever they can.
Yeah.
And maybe they wildly misinterpret it.
Yeah. And you just run with that.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Prophecies are so good for that. Yeah. That's a great scenario encounter in there.
And it goes back to what you were talking about with like the Morse code messages at the beginning.
Yeah. Even if you wanted to, you could directly lift like Morse code message.
Totally.
You could give that as a puzzle and the Morse code spells out just a super abstract prophecy.
Yeah.
So then there's still there's like a puzzle element and room for interpretation as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that a lot. That's a great idea, Alec. Yeah. And then I had a couple ideas for, similar kind of elemental type encounters that you could have. I think the elemental planes are great to throw in there. Certainly like the elemental plane of water and potentially the elemental plane of fire as well.
Yeah.
Where they just kind of arrive and then they need to be making checks in order to, especially with the elemental plane of fire, if they can prepare themselves with some sort of like fire resistance stuff and then needing to potentially like fight some elementals. You could have elemental combat encounters, but some of them can be really quick, I think. Like some of them can be really quick, and then some of them, like the Matt Damon plane, can be more in-depth. I think that's like a super easy structure to make it as big as you want, because you can just keep adding planes on to it.
Yeah.
To just say like either you're searching for one singular MacGuffin, or you need to collect a bunch of different MacGuffins from different planes in order to assemble whatever you need.
There's also like a possibility that even within like a one-off adventure or within a broader campaign, I really like this concept of not all planes being accessible from each other.
Yeah.
And so part of it is it's like a maze of planes, and the party can map it out and go,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to this particular plane, but I don't know how to get there. And so we go into the plane of water and find that there's an opportunity to go to the plane of fire, or this place where time goes backward, et cetera, et cetera. And then...
Yeah, and you could literally map it for yourself. I think I would, player facing, I would keep it more abstract, but for you could map it like an actual dungeon. Just like make a little dungeon map where each of the rooms connected, and those are, I like that. I like that a lot more actually than the wormhole I was envisioning was just kind of one wormhole and you could choose when to exit.
Right.
But I really like the discovery and exploration aspect of having only certain planes linked together. I think that's, and then it forces you to pass through certain time dilated planes in order to get to certain other
ones.
Yeah. It's a banger of an idea. That's a great idea.
You could still have it be something that doesn't take a lot of time in terms of your play.
Yeah.
So it's like, you guys are the scouts and the masterminds behind this all, but as you go to a place and you create a safe space within it, set up a perimeter, boom, you got an outpost.
Yeah.
If it's one where people can stay.
Yeah.
And then you can be scouting, okay, here are the opportunities to the next planes, and you can still be having experts with you who are like, okay, I can tell you this, and this from what we're seeing from these, you know what I mean?
Totally, yeah.
So you can still have it be well defined with a lot of information given to the players.
Yeah, definitely having the NPCs, like the faction NPCs joining and providing extra intel is great. I've been reading So You Want to Be a Game Master? That's right. I've been reading another D&D book.
Is this something you're supposed to save for later in the pod?
Yeah, this is something that I will be bringing to show and tell later. But there's a highly relevant piece here in which it was such a great tip. And just one of those things that's just so obvious that I just never considered. But it was in the heist chapter. Justin Alexander talked about when you're setting up your heist location, just like give your players lots of opportunities to, like, part of the heist mission is the survey. Yeah. And so put lots of windows in your heist location so that they can just look in the windows and get intel, because you want them to discover stuff, because that's the fun of making the plan.
Yeah.
And that's like such an obvious thing. But when I think about it, I'm always so stuck in the perspective of the villains in the world. And I'm like, well, why would the villains put a bunch of windows in their secure building? Like, they're not idiots. Like, they would just, they would just lock this building down so it's impenetrable. But that's not a fun game. Just like if you want your players to make plans, have the information be accessible. Give them the tools to be able to make a plan. If they don't know anything, they can't make a plan, and they're just going to go in blind.
Totally.
This, like, giving them access to experts that can answer questions, maybe letting them peer through portals, like literally letting them see through the portal, will allow them to give them enough information to make a plan, and that will be more fun.
It's like the heists that I ran for you guys using keys to the Golden Vault. That was one thing that I really liked that they did, is maybe the casing of the joint wasn't really a mechanic, but you would always have a crude map at least and then you could still learn a lot more information as you go.
Totally.
But you have like a baseline as opposed to just being like,
I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, no, and it's just such one of those obvious things that when you flip it the other way, you're like, oh well, yeah, obviously the planning is the fun part.
Yeah.
So how do you can't make plans if you don't have information. Yeah. So you need to give the players the information.
Yeah. Suspend your disbelief. Maybe the villains just really like natural light in their building, so that's why they put windows in.
Yeah, I actually that's a really good point more broadly that I've never really considered. So thank you for bringing it up from this book. But I really, looking back on it, don't have a lot of fun when I'm having to define the problem as I go.
Exactly.
I like a well-defined problem.
Yeah.
Definitely. And like, yeah, part of it is figuring out those combos, like you said, like haste and like, you know, maybe some fire resistance. And like, you can't do that if you're always just going in blind and flying by the seat of your pants. So yeah, I think this is a prime adventure structure to give your PCs a lot of information to work with. Yeah, I think those are two great kind of focal encounters, the Matt Damon encounter, as we're going to call it, and the God's Temple encounter.
We know what his name is. It's Dr. Man. We all know that.
We all know that. We all know that for sure.
We all watched the same recap.
Yeah, we all remembered that. And don't just call him Matt Damon.
Dr. Matt Damon.
I thought his name was Mark Watney.
Yeah, that's right.
Right, yeah.
It's
I thought it was Will Hunting.
I thought it was Jason.
Pretty sure his name is Matthew in those movies.
Oh, okay. Matthew Bourne.
Jason Bourne, real name.
Googling is great audio content.
Well, you're cutting it if you use any of this.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to cut this.
His name's David Webb in those movies. Jason Bourne is an alias.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Spoilers for the Bourne identity.
Wow, this changes everything for me, you guys. I did not know that.
Did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like
She tells him his name is David Webb in the third movie.
Really?
Yeah, he worked for NYPD before he entered the program.
Wow. I don't remember any of that. I guess I didn't watch these movies. Well, I guess I gotta go rewatch the Bourne series.
Okay. So next month we'll be doing pop culture adventure build on what's his name? David Webb.
David Webb's a monk. What about thoughts on the faction that could be discovering this? I mean, like the easy thing is like obviously some kind of cabal of wizards that is doing magical research, but I guess you could also have like more the elemental side of it. It could be like a circle of druids or something like that. That's where this rift or wormhole is opened within their kind of, you know, the land that they are watching over, and then they're kind of interested in it from the elemental angle.
Yeah, that's a good point. I hadn't considered that. In my head, it was just like, yeah, wizards.
Or I guess if you will go with the more the gods angle, it could be some kind of church faction.
Yeah.
You could also have the interested faction be separate, and the team that you're working with on the ground is another adventuring party that's highly specialized in plane hopping.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
There's lots of options for sure.
Yeah. And this should, you know, probably be a tier 1 adventure because plane shift will, I mean, it doesn't ruin it, but it definitely gives it's still safe because your players don't know the planes. They're unknown planes. But it definitely gives them a bit more of an easier time if they can kind of blink out of any plane in order to.
But in order to plane shift, don't you need something like from that plane?
I don't think so.
Is plane shift a D100 roll? It's been a long time since we've played high level.
Yeah.
Components. A metal rod worth at
attuned
least
to a particular.
250.
I read that somewhere.
Yeah, so you need the rod has to be attuned to the correct plane. Okay.
Right. So yeah, even if you were higher level, it wouldn't really matter if they were fully unknown planes.
Yeah, if they're unknown planes, you just didn't have the attunement rods yet. Or I guess you could even not have a rift and like you are attuning rods, or no, because you couldn't discover the new plane and attune to it. Yeah.
I'll attune your rod.
Well, you could there's always a way. The attunement process for a rod is ill-defined, and that's actually a good thing. So you could have it be that you, under the, you know, parameters of the situation, you know, you have to attune to a certain wavelength of magic or something like that.
Yeah.
And those are only discoverable from plane to plane. So like you could trial and error.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or you could do some ritual on the plane that you're on, and that reveals 2 different magical wavelengths that you can attune to, that sort of thing.
Or you could even be, the rods could be scattered across the planes and you're trying to find the rods to the next. Like when you go to a plane, there's a rod to the next plane, and that's the interconnecting map.
The only thing that I don't love about that is maybe there's no need to, I like the idea that you do need to navigate
back and forth. Yeah. I think that's true. Yeah. So I think it works best as a tier 1 adventure.
Yeah.
Before you have, I mean, plane shift is 7th level, so it's pretty high up there. Yeah, I think, man, I would really like to run this. And you could also like map out, instead of doing a dungeon map for yourself or your players, you could have a node map as well.
Yep.
That might be easier, and it might still keep it more abstract to them. So then they could map it out for themselves with little time dilation notations.
This is going to be the first time I say this on the pod. I want to write this.
Whoa.
I would love for you to write this and run it for me.
But we'll play it in Draw Steel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Daggerheart or something.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Absolutely.
We don't even have to worry about plane shift. It's not even in that system.
That's right. Perfect. Yeah. This one minor thing, going back to the idea that the faction is a church. That is just a small thing in the Draw Steel lore notation that they planted the seed about, that many of these factions have other classes working for them. So it's not like all religious factions are not just censors and conduits, which are their religious classes.
Yeah.
They have, like, maybe they'll have an alliance with a cabal of wizards, and they'll have, like, there will be some wizards working for the church. So, there's like, you can have a church and have wizards working for your church, I guess is my.
Yeah, and it only makes sense. Like, in a world where gods are, like, real, like, the rogue isn't going to not worship a god.
Yeah.
There's going to be some connections, or there's going to be a willingness to collaborate.
Definitely.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. If this piqued your interest and piqued it enough that you might want to run this as an entire campaign, we have lots of ideas about how to stretch this out, and kind of some of the more bigger world changing ideas that would set it up to be a more longer form campaign. And it also, I think, would work quite well as potentially like an episodic style campaign.
Totally.
Because you could be kind of from this faction being sent out on these missions to explore these different planes, and each plane could be an adventure in itself. Matt, if you're interested in that, we're gonna talk about all that stuff on the bonus episode, which is available to subscribers on Spotify, and also at the We Like D&D tier on Patreon.
That segment was brought to you by Astronaut Matthew McConaughey. Astronaut Matthew McConaughey. Starlight, starlight, starlight.
Very good.
Now it's time for 2 DMs, 1 player, where Alec and Kelly battle it out DM style. They'll each have 3 60-second DM turns to try and get me, the player, to say the secret word. If I say the word during their turn, they get a point. But if they say any part of the word, there's a -2 penalty. Whoever has the most points at the end of the 3 rounds wins. And this is the part where you guys tell me to kick rocks and other hurtful things.
Kick rocks, Lauren.
Other hurtful things.
See ya.
All right, let's roll to see what the word is. Do you want to roll, Alec?
Sure. 5.
The word is ladder.
Okay, that's doable.
Yeah, that's something relevant.
Chaos.
Lauren, you can come back, and let's roll to see who's going to go first.
Yeah, unkick those rocks, Loren. High roll goes first, or low roll goes first?
Let's do high roll today. 7.
19.
Okay, Alex is going first.
Means I'm gonna lose.
Not necessarily.
Well, first, Loren, tell me about the character you're going to play.
Today I'm going to be playing Amy,
Amy.
the human fighter, and she is baking muffins for her daughter's school fundraiser, and they're raising money for a new library because a dragon crushed the last one.
Okay.
Rough.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
They didn't have
It's a
insurance.
danger. It's a hazard.
Her oldest daughter's...
Sure.
Is that what you said?
I didn't specify, but yeah, her daughter's school fundraiser.
Her daughter's school fundraiser for a library. Okay.
60 seconds on the clock. 3, 2, 1, go.
So, Amy, you find yourself in the little school that your daughter goes to. You freshly baked some
Banana muffins.
banana muffins for the fundraiser for the school library, previously crushed by a dragon.
It was devastating.
You walk into, there's like a little bake sale. You're there early to help set up. Oh, Amy, it's good to see ya.
Oh yeah, you as well. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's me. This is the principal of the school.
Yes. Okay. Of course.
His name is Peter.
Peter, yes.
Yeah. And he is currently unfurling a long banner that's been painted by the kids, and it says bake sale, and like the K is backwards.
Oh, cute.
Would you mind helping me put up the signage?
Yeah, of course. I'll put my muffins down on a table, I guess.
Yeah.
And go over and help.
You go over and help, and he goes, I'm really unprepared today. Can you actually, I've got to go. You know what? I have an important principal emergency. I've got to run.
Okay.
His pager goes off, and he looks at the pager and goes, oh, it's a bad one, and runs away.
Okay. Seems fake, but all right.
You've got the sign in front of you. What do you do?
Are there any other parents around that can help me?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you see.
I'll call one of them over. Hey, could you help me with the other side of this banner?
Yeah,
Could you
there's like a real prep school mom named Sally who's like really into giving her kids the fanciest lunches possible.
Like in an annoying way? Like, is she my frenemy?
I don't know. You tell me.
Yes.
Yes, she side eyes you.
I'm kind of annoyed that it's her that was closest.
Oh, Amy, it's so good to see you. Oh, banana muffins again.
Well, they're my daughter's favorite, so.
They're your daughter's favorite. Is she going to be buying them?
Well, she helped me make them. Did your children help you make whatever those are?
These are the finest scones you'll ever eat.
Oh.
And no, I wouldn't let my children ruin them.
I actually won't be eating them. I have a gluten intolerance.
Yeah, I have some intolerance too. Anyways, what would you like?
Peter actually asked for some help putting up this banner just for the bake sale. Would you be able to grab this other end?
Yeah, but where are we putting it?
I mean, we're in a room, are we not? On the wall.
So low?
Well, you can get on a stool or something. How is she? What is she, like a human or a halfling or a?
She's a high elf.
A high elf. I don't know. Get a chair.
Work site safety, Amy. Okay. I'm not going to stand on a chair.
Okay, then I guess be on your way, Sally, and I'll find someone else who is a little more helpful.
I have really important things to do. Bye.
I don't say bye back.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other parents here. There's also, Dan, who's kind of a granola parent. He's wearing sandals and socks.
Okay.
He goes, hey, Amy.
Oh, hi, Dan. I'm just looking for someone to help me put this banner up. I think maybe I need to go get a ladder or something. I don't know how tall are these walls.
They're like, it's a great hall. So it's like 14 feet tall.
Okay.
Yeah. Whatever you need. I got it.
Do you have a ladder? Or could you find one?
No, I guess I can help you, but I don't have one.
I believe there's a storeroom just around the corner. Would you mind? Here, I'll.
You hold the banner. Okay, I'll go find the ladder, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you go around the corner, and yeah, there's definitely a couple.
Okay. I mean, I probably can only carry one. I'm a fighter, so I'm strong, but I probably can only carry one ladder at a time.
Go ahead and make me like a athletics check if you want to try to carry two.
17.
17. You can. You got a third one? You need a third one?
Okay. Yeah, I put 2 under my good arm, my strongest arm, my left arm, because she's left-handed.
Okay.
And then 1 ladder under the right arm.
Okay. And you walk back. Oh, why do you have 3?
Well, I figured the banner's kind of long, so maybe we should pin it up in the middle as well.
Oh, and then you don't have to move anything.
Exactly.
You just set them up.
Exactly.
All right.
Suddenly, you as you're heading back and talking to Dan, you hear this, and you hear Sally go, "Dragon!" What do you do?
Get all the children to like duck for cover, I guess, under the tables.
Okay, yeah,
I don't know what dragon safety is.
You've got your arms full, and you're just like looking around for children. What are you doing?
Well, probably dropping the ladders and scooping up my kid.
Okay, yeah. What's your kid's name?
Amber.
Yeah, you scoop Amber up, and you hear the of these leathery wings incoming, and this shrill as this fireball is charging up? What do? You've got Amber in your arms.
We run the other way.
And what about your baked goods?
There, I'll leave them. Unimportant.
All right. You leave them. You're booking it.
Well, what happens? What happens?
We'll just keep playing. This is fun.
Yeah, let's just keep going, actually.
You know what the word was?
Was it ladder?
It was ladder.
It was ladder. All right. Well, good game.
Good game.
For a very D&D relevant word, we somehow did a scenario that involved no typical D&D ladder usage.
Yeah. But there was dragons involved.
There was dragons involved, yeah. But Lorena always picks very non-classical fantasy scenarios, which makes it very funny to try and fit these classical. I mean, a ladder is a normal thing.
Definitely,
but,
yeah.
Yeah, that was very funny.
God, I hate Sally.
You got immediate beef.
Yeah.
With the bake sale mom.
Yeah.
Good game.
Good game.
That was a good game.
Yeah.
I really did want to keep playing that one.
Should we just keep going?
Yeah.
Actually, stop the recording.
Yeah, we're gonna stop the recording and just play for fun.
Yeah. What's that like?
Yeah, when was the last time we did that?
Last night.
Well, yes and no.
Technically a tax write-off.
And that's our show. Thank you so much for listening. We are going to carry on the adventure conversation over on the bonus episode, as well as doing something new. We're going to be trying some trivia segment.
Ooh.
So if you'd like to find out the answer to this before and after question, which is the star of the early 2000s movie Accepted, and also the Apple commercials, gets 8 hours of sleep. If you want to know the answer to that and play along with some more trivia, before and after trivia, that'll be over on the bonus episode on the Patreon or on Spotify. And as promised, I'm going to tell you about the big changes that we've got coming up to the content feed. Ooh. That's right. I hinted at it earlier in the episode, but we are going to be doing 2 main feed episodes a month now and 1 bonus episode still. So
Yay.
The first Monday of every month, a main feed episode and a bonus episode will come out. And then on the 3rd Monday, so 2 weeks later, a second main feed episode will come out. And in that episode, we are going to be giving our first impressions of Daggerheart, because we played Daggerheart together. Lorena and I played it a couple times, and we played it with Alec last night. And boy, do we have some thoughts. It was very fun. So if you want to hear that, come back in 2 weeks on the main feed, and that'll be waiting for you. They'll be slightly shorter, 3 segments instead of 4, but all in all, I think it's still more podcast in the end, and we're really excited to try out this new format. So let us know what you think of it, and we've got a couple new things coming to Patreon as well. Anytime we're doing a pop culture character build, we are going to put the character sheets on Patreon at the $2 tier, so you can get the PDF download if you want to play that character and save yourself having to transcribe it from the podcast. And as well, we're going to put a little quick kind of 1-sheet Word doc summary of the adventure build that we do as well. So if you want the digital files, you can sign up to the Patreon at the We Like D&D tier. Unfortunately, we can't publish PDFs to the Spotify subscription. So if you want to subscribe through Spotify, we really appreciate that. But if you want to subscribe through Patreon, then you get a few extra things as well as the bonus episodes. That's all for me. That was a lot of gabbing, but we will see you over in the bonus episode right now, because you're subscribed, right?
Definitely.
And
I am.
and if not, I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye. We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you, fellow teens. That segment was brought to you by BBEG Longevity. BBEG Longevity. You don't want them to bust too quickly.
Wow, I need that. For my BBEG, not for me.
Loren already told me that that's what you call it.
I told you that in confidence.
And I know that it does a lair action on Initiative 20.